So this is going to be my personal opinion before we start. My personal tier list for each class for the PvP after getting some changes for Season 2 Battleground. Every single class inside of the game has gotten some buffs and nerfs, and this will be my opinion how I feel about each class. Now that is out of the way, let's dive into this tier list. I will be starting off with the strongest classes and then move to the weakest one. And so let's start this. We are starting with currently the strongest class after the update, and that is going to be the Blood Knight. Blood Knight, I will put it in S tier. The reason for that is the Blood Knight currently have two immunity skills. One is Sanguinate, and then we have the bats that makes you untargetable by everyone else, and you can combine the Siphon with it, and you can go with Wave of Blood for some more CC, or you can go with the Skewer for more mobility. And the class is really easy to play. The skill cap for the Blood Knight is really low in my opinion. Everyone can play this simple build, just need to know when to click the Sanguinate for immunity and when to click the bats for the immunity, and that's it. You rinse and repeat, and it's really easy. That's the reason why we are putting the Blood Knight in SS tier. But anyhow, let's move on to the next class. That is going to be Necromancer. Now I'm not sure if I want to put the Necromancer in SS tier or the S tier, because when I think about the Necromancer, you need a bit more skills than the Blood Knight. You need to know when to target the enemy and how to target the enemy with your pillars. If you miss that, you will be losing your cooldown, and so because of the skill cap might be a bit higher for a Necromancer, now I might end up putting this in S tier. And nowadays Necromancer are also on defensive because of the Blood Knight are running rampant out there in PvP, and so the Necromancer are playing a bit more defensive because of them, and so I will end up putting the Necromancer in S tier, not because it's weak or anything like that. The only reason I am putting the Necromancer in S tier because Blood Knight can't make the Necromancer run for their money right now, and so I do believe that the Necromancer goes in S tier. If there was like S plus, I would put that in S plus. Anyhow, the next class that I truly believe is going to be either S tier or the C tier, that is going to be Crusader. If we think about Crusader, someone who doesn't know how to play Crusader, they are going in C tier. It will be the worst class on the battlefield with you if the person doesn't know how to play Crusader. They will be just dying and not doing anything, not helping the team. But if a Crusader knows how to play and when to push, how to give buff to the team, then they are somewhat going to be S tier, but the skill cap for that is going to be much higher, and so I am conflicted with where to put this class, because the class itself is decent, is good, is solid. When you are fighting a Crusader who knows how to play, they are really hard to kill. But if a Crusader is really noob, sorry about that, they just die really easy. But for the class itself, and if you have the skill, Crusader will go in S tier because of the immunity stuns and the speed and the buff that they provide. They can also go with 4-piece mount pack and become extremely hard to kill if they know how to play inside of PvP. And if you are fighting somewhat a large whale, it will be nightmare. Anyhow, we will be moving to the next class that I truly believe is coming back. That is going to be Monk. Monk will be going in a tier. Some players will argue with me now that the Monk is either B or even S tier. It is still a bit early, but I am seeing some monks doing really good versus even the Blood Knight and the Necromancer not dying. I'm not sure what builds they are running, but they are extremely hard to kill, have some really nice mobility and survivability, and they can come at you and flank you out of nowhere. And so I truly believe that the monk is somewhat A, or I would put them in A tier for now. We will see if the tier list will change for me in the upcoming days or not. Anyhow, if we move to the next class, that is going to be Barbarian. You just put the Barbarian in the S tier and everyone else dies. Just joking. If we put this class back, let's take the Wizard out. Wizard is going to be still E. For me, they are actually better than they were before, in my opinion. In some builds, you have the option for the freeze builds, you have the option for the disintegrate ice crystal builds. Now you have some new builds option as well, and you can still use your arcane torrent sprinkler build out there. And somewhat, if you put the mount bank on 4-piece, you can be really tanky out there and can do some serious damage. So Wizard for me will be a tier. For larger whales, they can even push it to the S tier. Larger whales can easily push it to the S tier, but somewhat low resonance mid tier Wizard will still be somewhat decent. And now we are left with two classes. Demon Hunter isn't all doing all that great, guys. Demon Hunter needs some love. It's really easy to get the Demon Hunter nowadays. You just stun them and they are dead unless they use their dating swing and run away. Otherwise, it's really easy to get the Demon Hunter. I've been live streaming for few days daily, and Demon Hunter aren't doing all that great. Even if they are a somewhat large whale, they are not getting those same results that the top tier classes are getting. And now we are left with one last class, that is going to be Barbarian, going in S tier for being so bad. So I will put this in C tier. Even though Barbarian somewhat got some more survivability, I am hardly seeing anyone play the Barbarian. If we get lucky, there is one Barbarian in each match, and sometimes even that is not happening. And I think that tells the story itself that the Barbarian is in need of some buffs. I'm not sure what can be done for the Barbarian, but currently Barbarian are the easiest target. If you see a Barbarian, you know you can just CC them with whatever you have, and they will just stand there taking all those hits and eventually die. And this is how I will rate the classes right now. I might change this tier list in upcoming weeks and days, but right now, after playing the BG for about a week or so, this is how I feel about the classes. And before I end, like I said at the very beginning, this is my personal opinion. You can totally have a different looking tier list, and that is fine. I just wanted to share my personal opinion after playing BG every night, live streaming, and seeing how each class is performing. I end up playing the Blood Knight myself and the Wizard, and this is how I experience the battleground, at least for me. I'm signing off. You guys have a great day, take care, and I'll see you all in the next one later.